Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Elite Dangerous Road to Release. We're 4 days away from releasing to everybody. Or I should say I'm not a developer or anything, so don't take my word for it. But basically Elite Dangerous is coming out in 4 days. That's what's happening. And we've been going through the last few days. You ought to check out the previous episodes if you haven't seen them already. We've been going through all of these various startup packages that some people might have available, one at a time. Last time we checked out the Pirate, which is pretty cool. And this time we're going to take a look at the Federal Trader, which is a stock Cobra Mark III with cargo valued at 1,000 credits. And we're starting off on a federal border system. It's probably a random system of some kind. And also 1,000 credits in our cash reserves. So we'll take a look at the Federal Trader. Starting now. Start. And you will always find me in open play. Even after release. I just don't feel like playing solo. Okay, let's take a look at what we have here. We're in Apt City. Apt City. Alright. What did they give us? They gave us some fish and some grain. You know, that's more than 1,000 credits worth of stuff. In fact, we can just sell it right here. Both of these places are buying it for above galactic average, so yeah. That's funny. Ka-ching! That was way more than 1,000 credits worth of stuff. Do I have any more stuff? That'd be crazy if I did. I should point out that this is a pre-release version of the game that I'm on right now. It's a release candidate. They're probably working on a few more kinks here and there before final release, so this may not represent the final version of the game. There may be some things that change by then, but realistically I wouldn't expect too many changes. Let's take a look at the modules we have here. We've got a couple of standard pulse lasers, 18 tons of cargo capacity. Our jump range is 10.46 light years. It doesn't tell us how far it is fully loaded, but we can take a look at that in the galactic map. Navigation. Fastest routes. Maximum load. 9.78 light years is what our our current 9.78 is our maximum jump distance, fully loaded. So the very first thing we're going to do, go to the bulletin board and see if we can't find us a haulage. Got a little recycling scheme at Anna's gone. What do you guys want? You want 3 gallite. Really? Recycling scheme. He wants to take some scrap over there to Anna's gone. What's this one? Biowaste to... Also to Anna's gone. Okay, sure, why not? Gallite. Well, we would worry about that some other time. Okay, so we need to go to... transactions. Really? Hertz Hub and Lenahan Ring, which are both in this system. This is an in-system thing, so we're at Apt City, Arbor Orbital, Lenahan Ring. We don't even need to leave the system for our first couple of missions here, which is crazy. Just getting through our pre-flight checklist. You probably notice I have my key bindings a little bit different than default. That's because I have a throttle on my joystick. There's no sense in using W and S for throttle when I can use my throttle for my throttle. So I use those for thrust up and thrust down instead. Makes maneuvering and landing a little bit easier. Apt City in Independent station.
Ship released.
Okay.
Landing gear retracted.
We fly this way to the Lanahan Ring. That we're nice and dizzy. Well, Lanahan Ring. It's funny that both these transactions are for in the same system. We have 3 hours to complete them, so yeah.
Frameshift drive charging.
Charge up the old frame shift drive.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
So in these particular videos, I'm not doing a lot of tutorial talking or anything. Hopefully you've watched the tutorials, which I released last week. They give you all the basics of how to operate your ship, basically, what all the different controls and stuff do. When I start up my Let's Plays again in about 4 days, I will be talking through those as though my audience has never seen the game before, which is just sort of my personal style. Even my old hat players that have been with my channel since before the very beginning of this channel, you know, don't seem to mind at all. I haven't heard any complaints about it. So I'm going to keep on doing that to make sure that people who are new to the game and watching these videos can actually get a lot of information out of it. But for now, since these are the road to release videos, I'm just kind of showing off a few things, showing off all of the different starting options that are available to some of the people that are buying the game. It really depends on which edition you buy or when you got into the Kickstarter campaign, if you're like me and funded this in Kickstarter, as far as what options you will have. And we are decelerating now, pulling up on Lanahan Ring for our first of 2 missions. And is gone. One thing I didn't look at is, well, we have some time, realistically. Okay, where are we? Holy smokes, we are a long way away from Sol. That's what you need to know. We're quite a long way from the genesis of the human race. Sol, otherwise known as our solar system, the Sun, Earth, Jupiter, etc. So one of the startup options in the previous, one of the previous road to release videos had us starting off in Lave, which is the I think it was the Independent Trader. Had you start off in Lave, which is where you started off in the original Elite that came out 30 years ago in a Cobra Mark III, which is the same ship that you started flying off in 30 years ago. So it was pretty much start playing Elite Dangerous as though you were playing Elite from 30 years ago. I'm going to go over to Contacts. Next, request docking. Put all my juice into shields in case I bump into someone in the entrance. And just get myself lined up and fly in. So yeah, I've been playing this for a while. Scan away, I don't care. I have been playing this game since Alpha. Gotten pretty good at flying, as you can see. Sometimes I make stupid mistakes like forgetting to ask for docking clearance and stuff like that. It's been a long time since I've turbo boosted into the inside of the station, though. Knock on wood. Hopefully I won't do that anytime soon. Okay. Landing gear deployed. Let's bring it on down. I've had smoother landings. over to the bulletin board. Drop this one off. Give cargo. You want to make me to move more scrap to Mendez Terminal? I don't feel like it. Because I'm already moving one set of scrap to where? To Hertz Hub. Next stop, Hertz Hub. Here it is. It's an outpost. Not quite 10,000 light seconds away, so that'll be a bit of a cruise to get there. Looks like there's traffic, so I'll keep my points and shields.
Landing gear retracted.
Here we are flying past an Orca. There's plenty of traffic in this place right now. A couple of haulers. Don't tase me, bro. Getting ready to head out. Okay, Hertz Hub is 9,200 light seconds that way. It's going to be a bit of a super cruise to get there. So, yeah, hang on.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Alright, we're in super cruise. And it's going to take a little bit to get there, so I will catch you guys on the other side of Super Cruise when we arrive at the Hertz Hub to make our final delivery. Until then, hang tight. Okay, I flew past an unidentified signal source, so I'm just going to come back here and head on in. Unidentified signal sources are random events that you never know what you'll find when you go into one. It might be a fight, it might be a chance for some piracy, it might be an update to one of your existing missions. Even in these Road to Release videos, I've seen all sorts of crazy stuff happen. So, we're going to go in and take a look and see what we find. Standard operating procedure for me is to deploy my hard points. That's what we got going on.
Target shields offline.
An unshielded Sidewinder. Probably. I see all. Yeah, you're scanning me for my stuff. I can tell. And you're wanted. How much for? You're wanted for 100 credits. Really? All I want is all you have.
Scan detected.
I'm sorry, kid. You can't have it. There we go. Now he has made himself a bigger bounty, hopefully, by shooting at me. So we're going to take him out. I don't want you to die. I'm going to put most of my power into weapons, so I can keep up a sustained fire on this poor little Sidewinder. Oh, you're not getting away from me. And there we go. Easy 300 credit bounty.
Frameshift drive charging.
Put away our stuff. Oh, who's this guy? He's also shooting at us. And he is also wanted for not quite 1,000 credits. I know I can outfly this newbie Cobra. Oh, stop charging. Okay, well, he's wanted. We've got him in our sights. And he also doesn't have any shields.
Under attack.
He's got some pretty good moves. Unfortunately, he has the wrong weaponry. I can pound on you like this all day, buddy. Pretty much. Okay, let's maneuver for a better shot here. It's kind of a cool paint job. Too bad I have to blow up his ship. He's not able to shake me whatsoever. Although my thermals okay, give some more power to weapons so I can get my weapons charging up faster. You know, just keep firing.
Target destroyed.
Okay, now we can get out of here. 1,500 credit bounty worth of bounty more in our in our future.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
And once again, I will catch up with you guys on the other side of Super Cruise unless we find something interesting to do along the way. Generally, you don't want to go into these unless you're pretty confident in your fighting skills. Who's trying to interdict me? That's probably a Federation guy trying to scan me for any illicit cargo, but I'm not interested in finding out. So I'm going to go ahead and dodge this. Or try my best anyway. This guy's really keeping it on me. Come on, come on. Alright, so when you're trying to escape an interdiction like this, the idea is to keep yourself pointed at the escape vector as much as possible. And your blue bar will build up until finally you evade the interdiction. If you want to let yourself get interdicted, then what you do is you just throttle all the way down and you'll submit to the interdiction. If you fail at that contest, your hull takes some damage, so it's risky to try and fight it. But it's really, you know, it's pretty easy to do, especially against the NPC ships, so my recommendation when starting off is to just avoid being interdicted. Alright, let's see what this unidentified signal source has for us. Commander, do you even know what end you're helping to achieve with that cargo run? I can assure you it's not what Anasgen legal partners have told you. Check your transaction tab. Make a difference. So, Commander, a contract you're completing must be stopped. It might seem innocuous enough, and you'll simply have to trust me on this. There are wheels within wheels at work here. Well, if trust is a step too far, and I admit the circumstances are not especially conducive, then perhaps a massive amount of credits will convince you. Hey, go back there. I repeat, for clarity, abandon this contract, then come see my agents at Thrudis for your reward. Abandon this contract. Alright, I'll bite. At Thrudis. Abandon. They're paying me less money. Alright, well now I have to go to the system through this. Okay, dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. I think I've been gypped. Well, now we have to hyperspace over to Thrudis to find out what is going on with this stupid cargo. Another example of dynamic missions that will sort of customize themselves as far as what's going on based on any of these unidentified signal sources. So they're random events that can happen. They're tailored to whatever player goes into them. They're pretty cool. I recommend if you're in any sort of upgraded ship whatsoever, or if you've gone through the combat scenarios in a Sidewinder and you're pretty confident about your fighting ability, definitely go check them out. Through this Queensbury dock. So I gotta find what for. Doesn't tell me. Oh, I gotta find in that one for abandoning the mission. That's right. Okay, that makes sense. Arrgh, being interdicted. By who? By an eagle? I was just about to submit. I was gonna bet that was a pirate with a wanted poster on him. But oh well, we'll just fly over here. The movement for a Thrutus resistance. Interesting. A little bit of political intrigue going on around here. So far, our federal trader career has turned out to be pretty darn interesting, actually. We'll see what this all says at Queensbury Dock when we drop this stuff off here. Kind of wish they'd have paid me more money, though, because I think the original contract was for like 4,000 credits, and this one's for 3,000 something credits. Plus, I got a fine to pay back on the other station. Proceed to landing pad 21, which is over there to my right.
Landing gear deployed.
There we go. That was a nice and smooth landing.
Disengaged.
Alright, Queensbury Dock, what's the deal? Bulletin board. Mysterious offer. You made the correct choice, Commander. Complete this contract and I will authorize payment. So here we are. Looks like we're at sort of a pirate base, so we could actually do some steal 5 copper, make some money. Oops. Starport services. Get ourselves repaired or refueled. So that is the Federal Trader starting option available to some people based on whatever edition of the game you buy. Elite Dangerous is coming out in 4 more days. That's pretty awesome. And for the next 3 days, 1, 2, 3. Yep, for the next 3 days, I'm going through the other remaining starting options that we haven't covered yet. And so make sure you come in and tune in and check back in with those for the next 3 days to help keep yourself entertained until Elite Dangerous comes out. I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys online. As always, leave your comments and stuff. But until next time, keep flying and stay shiny. Goodbye.